All right. All right. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's so all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I have titled this message, The Mark. Ooh, I have titled this message, The Mark. You know, today I was trying to see what the Father would give me to speak about, and I didn't get anything. But before I took me a nap, I was reading and I was on a topic. And then when I woke up, I end up on that topic again. So I said, you know what? I just cover that topic. Okay. And the topic is the mark, the mark. And I'm going to tell you all something. The sad thing about it, and it's really sad, but it's not sad to those who are not of the light nor are marked. It is sad to those who are marked and are servants of the Most High, higher, and know it, the things in which the spirit of the Ruach has taught them. That's who it's sad. They feel that sadness, but when you speak on something and no one can't feel that thing, is because that thing can't feel them. Praise the mighty Yah. The reason why people can't feel that thing is because that thing can't feel them. See, a lot of people speak with their mouths and with their eyes and with their natural eyes and their natural ear. Their spiritual eyes and spiritual ears, their spiritual eye and their spiritual ear really can't, it's the only thing they can grip. But the natural eyes and the natural ears, they can't hear, nor can they see the things which are spirit and the things which are truth. So this here is going to cover the mark in a way that you have never heard one cover the mark. Okay. And the reason why this is a different kind of mark. This is the mark of the Most High Yahuwah in the foreheads of his servants. Now, this is the one thing I want you all to understand. This mark is not naturally seen. It's not naturally understood, nor can you just behold it as if it's standing or placed right here in the midst of Sister Deborah's forehead. So it's not a mark that is for you to justify, clarify, and identify. Let's put it like that. So this mark is not for you to justify, clarify, and identify. Why? Because if you are not the servants of the Most High or higher, okay, then you are not marked in the forehead. The symbolic thing about the mark, it is symbolic. It represents ownership. Okay, so when the Father is having his angels to mark his in the forehead, you have to understand it is symbolic of I own you. You are mine. If you really heard what I just said right then, there's something in you should have been just bubbling. If you have the mark, if you have the Ruach HaKodesh living in you, truly. Because what that is saying, that's assuring you that you are marked. It got to come from within, not from without. You can't just go around saying I'm marked. I know I'm marked, like everybody's saying. I know I got the Ruach. I know I have the Holy Spirit. I know I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand, you know that on the outer side of who you are, which is your flesh. But what do you truly know in your spirit about this spiritual mark? Because it is not something one can see. Okay? You can't behold this mark. It is spiritual. But yet everything on the face of the earth has to bow down to that mark. Praise the mighty God. Do you mean some things, Deborah? I mean everything. Because he wanted to make sure that the sea bowed down to that mark. He wanted to make sure that the earth bowed down to that mark. He wanted to make sure that the trees bow down to that mark. Mark my servants in their forehead. So that all the things that's going to be taking place in Revelation can't touch that. Now, what I want to say is you ain't going to ever hear nobody teach that and preach that thing. Because people here on these devil platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, Patriot, Rumble, many others, all of them, they don't teach spirit and truth. They teach their flesh truth, their flesh wisdom, their flesh knowledge, and their flesh understanding. They don't have what you call spirit and truth, because spirit and truth don't have them. Praise the mighty Yah. You see, they don't have the Ruach HaKodesh, because the Ruach HaKodesh don't have them. They have it on their mouth to proclaim it, to try to look like they have something. But the truth be told, they're going to come looking just like Sister Deborah, bold. Bold as bold can be in these last days. Speaking things that an ear has not heard, nor the eyes have not seen, because they have not seen anyone teaching and preaching spirit and truth, nor have they heard anyone speaking in spirit and truth, but they support them 100%. Isn't that sad? But it's all good, because they're getting theirs now on the earth. They're getting their praises and their glory now on the earth, because that's all they have. That is their, what Solomon said, their portion. Okay? Now, I'm covering the word marked. And the reason why I'm going there is because I've been on here 5 years and have not heard anyone. That's not the reason why I'm going there. I'm going there is because that was my Sabbath study. And I couldn't get anything out of the Most High or higher to really kind of push me into even having a life. But since I studied it earlier, and then I took a nap and woke up and went into a study again, I said, oh, I like this, Father. I like this. And I'm putting it forth before you, because you hear of the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast, the mark of the Antichrist. I mean, the beast, the mark of Satan, the mark of everything. But you never think, if people are servants of the Most High or higher, they should be speaking about the mark of Yahuwah. And you don't hear it, do you? You're not going to. Because true servants is very few as there is to walk through the narrow gate and find it. First, find the narrow gate and walk through it. It's the same amount, okay, that would speak the way Sister Deborah speaks. And I want to say that I'm going to cover this because not because no one has covered it, because I feel that if I had to go into the biblical instructions and direction guide and read this, and the Spirit gave me so much confirmation in the understanding, which is really the revelation and the fullness of it. I said, let me go on and put that out. And maybe that one that the Father says, that one Deborah, he says that one Deborah, and only that one Deborah shall hear what the prophetess is saying. Now, I want to say to you all out there, thank you all for all your donations. I appreciate it. And I think that is such thoughtful of those who have donated. And I say I had to make sure, because I did receive some donations. And I just want to say to you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Yahuwah bless you. Okay. Now, this here mark, I want to really ride really fast into this mark because it disappointed me. That's why I had to take me a nap because I couldn't understand. I could not understand why is this something that you don't hear nowhere. But I said, Father, if you be with me, which you are greater in me, and you help me along this study, I will and I shall come forth with it. So the topic of this message is the mark in the forehead. The mark is the symbolic of ownership, and it sounds so good when you hear that. To me, it sounds so good when you even say it like that because she's letting you know Yah owns you. You see what I'm saying? Oh, he owns you. The mark in the forehead represents, or let's say, symbolic of ownership. So what people didn't know is what I'm about to say today. And it's a sad, sad thing how all the YouTube, all up and down YouTube, Facebook, Patriot, Rumble, Instagram. And I know a lot of y'all don't act like you don't see it, but it's okay. You don't have to see it. It ain't for you to see. Okay. But you're going to see what my right hand, the right hand of my Father is going to be doing pretty soon. And then you're going to realize that, wait a minute, it's too late. See, people don't know about the 10 version. Okay. The 10 versions represent more than just 5 going in and 5 being left. It represents, first of all, I want to let you know 5 going in and 5 being left. In my spiritual being, it's not content. It's not, how would I say it? I don't take that and relax in that because I do understand if the gate is narrow, very few shall go in. So if I had to say, I would look at the 10 versions as a study guide, as a teaching lesson. But I also would reverse it enough so people can understand when he come, it's going to be narrow, you guys. It's not half and half. You won't find that nowhere in this book. So even though it is a parable of what is to come, it's a parable what is to come, but you also have to bring it into spirit and truth. And that's what the Ruach HaKodesh does. He says to Sister Deborah, you see 10, you see 5 and 5 had oil and 5 didn't. That's not even my number in how I balance anything from Genesis to Revelation. It never been half and half in Yah. You can study it from Genesis to Revelation and you're not going to find that. Okay. You're going to always find the small amount and the broad amount, meaning the broad is going to at least have 80, the small, I say 20. So I would have went with 2 with oil and 8 without, but I'm not going to tamper with the instructions and direction. But when the Ruach HaKodesh come and live in you, he said it right. Anything smeared in this instructions and direction book, because he knows this thing been written so many times and changed in so many ways. Only thing he would do, the Ruach will come and it was anything spilled, anything smeared, he'll wipe that thing up in you. And anything spilled, he'll zip it up, get it up. So you will have it in you in spirit and truth and not being or speaking to people in the order of spilled words or smeared words, you see, and yet be what? Still standing on the word. You see, that's how the Father rumbles, okay? Many people don't know him like that. Many ain't gonna ever know him like that because they want to only know him at the level of where they want to embrace him. They want to receive him. And if they can't receive a higher the way they want to receive him and embrace him, the way they want to re-embrace, they back up and they go their way and understand it their way and see it their way and have their way of wisdom and way of knowledge and their way of understanding. Y'all don't have no problem with that because his way is already in the heavens. It was, it is, and it shall be. It been finished before it started. That's Yahweh. That's Yahweh. That's Yahweh, how you like him now. See, it ain't about you. So let's go back into this mark. And what bothered me about the mark that made me want to cover it as well is I said, Father, here it is, the mark. Now I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm Sister Deborah saying, because there is a body, a Hamashiach, okay? And because the body have deteriorated, I believe it has deteriorated because I don't hear it, I don't behold it, and I am a prophetess of the Most High here on the earth. And it's no way I'm not going to be able to behold some of this or see it without I just don't think the Father would have suffered me to live this long and been dealing with me since I was 4 for me to not see these things if it is right here present before me. Even if it's not, when I said present before me, I'm not talking about where I'm at in my house, on my page. I'm talking about I have not heard it. I have not behold it. So I know that the gate is as narrow can be that leads to the narrow gate that leads to life. I know it's narrow without a doubt. Okay. So when we talk about the mark, I want to explain to you when you know that people are caught up from the flow up in the world setting, mindset, caught up in the system and embraces the system and become the system and let the system become them, is when they don't speak spirit and truth. They don't have no light that leads them, nor or those that are around them can see the light as a light. They have to see, the people see them based on their actions, based on their doings, based on their works. Y'all don't rumble with works. He don't look at you at your works, based on your works, or the way you dress and the way people see you, why you can speak eloquent, the way you can pronounce every word, and that's not how y'all see you. See, because he's seeing you in the spirit realm, while you trying to role play in the flesh realm. You see? So therefore, there are billions, I would say, that ain't that many even in knowing truth, period. But there are millions of people who have been role playing since the beginning of time, since they come up with what they understand. It's a role play. But see, what I want to share with you is this topic is about the mark. And you all have heard so much about the mark of the beast. You all have taken on and brought to your bosom the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast, Satan, the mark, the 666, the mark. And I'm like saying, but Father, it is sad that we have covered the mark of the beast, Satan, 666, mark here on your hand, mark on your forehead. We didn't cover all of that and have forsaken the mark of Yah. And then he went to showing me how, see, Deborah, my mark was here before Satan even marked his. But they bypassed minds. Throughout time past, Deborah, I've always marked that which is mine. They don't care about what is mine. They don't care who I mark or how I mark it. Not only that, anybody, when I marked them, I marked what was mine that I own, and I slayed those that was not marked. I said, praise the Almighty God. I love it when he bring that forth like that, because what he's saying is, while they're playing patty cake, baker, man, and serving and worshiping the flesh of men and women, I'm over here in the spirit making everything come to the end, and they still over in the beginning trying to play patty cake, baker, man, with all these worldly matters, in these worldly issues, in these worldly teachings that they're giving, that has no spirit and truth, and that means no power behind them, nor any authority that has given them any spirit and truth, nor the light to bring it forth. Okay, now let's go back to the marking. The mark is it's symbolic of ownership. Okay, now we ain't gonna talk about what's his name, what it mark. We're going to talk about the Ruach HaKodesh mark. We're going to talk about my father's mark. And I'm going to show you how his mark is to rumble up and rumble down. And I'm going to bring some news to you. Those that are already marked, they already marked. You already marked. Let me tell you why. You're to be marked before Satan mark his. See, I keep telling people it's two realms we're dealing with. We're dealing with the spiritual realm and we're dealing with the fleshly realm. Okay. So when you're dealing with Satan, when I say two realms, you're dealing with two spiritual realms, but you're dealing with one realm of the flesh. But the two spiritual realm is Satan, and you're dealing with Yahuwah. Okay. And then the fleshly realm come in. It has to pick which realm it want to rumble with. 99.9, it picked Satan's. That's why you hear about Satan's mark. You hear this, did, but you never heard that all the way back in the biblical. Yah was known to mark his in the forehead to separate the wicked ones from his. He always did it. So when you come up on Revelation, you pull up in your nice fine car, that means you think you all got it all, you know it all, you have it all. You pull up in your nice fine car and thinking that you know and you don't. You at the end of the rope and you pull up at the last stop sign thinking you know something. And one thing you fail to realize, he's the same Yahuwah yesterday as he is today. And this in Revelation is deeper than deep, because in Revelation, he marks his in the forehead again. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now I said, wait a minute, Father, hold up. I'm reading this mark back in the old. He said, I've been doing it that way, Deborah. They don't see it. They don't care. They are not of mine. So they can be on these devil platforms preaching and teaching. They're only preaching and teaching to those that has been given unto them. See, they have given, you know how Yeshua said to the Father, when he was praying to the Father, and Yeshua praying to the Father was showing somebody like Sister Deborah. Deborah, you see the separate. You see how separate we really are, to where my prayer is going up to the Father. I'm trying to teach these people that he is greater than I. You see, even though we are one in this mission, I got to do things to show them that my Father is greater. Even when he came to Peter, he's and the disciples, who do they say that the Son of Man is? He separate the Son of Man from the Son of Yah. That's what Yeshua did. But you can't get these people down on this earth today, and nor will you, because it's over. It's finished. Okay? You can't get them to see the difference from the Son of Man and the Son of Yah working one mission from the Father. And that's why Yeshua kept saying about his Father. No, because he even was telling us some things I don't know. I don't have that power in me to make that choice. My Father. What did he tell Peter? Peter, wait a minute, hold your flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. I come down as the Son of Man. I didn't reveal that to you. The Father, what did he say? In heaven. See, he showed you that the word Peter got the Son of Yah from was from heaven, not from whoever was teaching on the earth. That's what Yeshua was trying to teach us too. But it wasn't for everybody, y'all. It's only for those that serves Yah, came down here as the mission of Yah. Same thing with the mark. Let's go there. Okay, we're going to go to Ezekiel. In Ezekiel chapter 9, and I'm going to try to not hold you long tonight. I'm going to pull in and I'm going to pull out. And it is well with Yah. Okay? In Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 3. In Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 3. And the glory of Yah of Israel were gone up from the chariot, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the men clothed in linen. See, that was he there. See, he telling you who he called. He telling you who he called him. Which had the writings inkhorn by his side. He called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writings inkhorn by his side. Now, if you read up further, it was more than just one. Okay. If you started from the beginning, I think it had 6 men came from the way of the high gate, which lie. This is verse 6, toward the north, and every man had a slaughter weapon in his hand. So I'm just showing you the head of these guys were the one that was clothed in linen, which had the writings inkhorn by his side. That's verse 3. Verse 4, and Yahuwah said unto them, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. Hallelujah, Father Yah. Now you know that these guys that he's got going out, they are of his, of the Father. So this is something spiritual too, y'all. You have to go there. And in verse 4, Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, and Ahiah said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of the men that sign and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Now, when I first was doing the study, I said, wait a minute, Father, you mean there are men crying against this wicked of Jerusalem, Israel, the Israelites? Yes. He said, even to today, there are men that's crying out against what Israel and Judah is doing. They're even to today. He said they're crying out. You're not going to see them because they're his servant. And they are also the ones that goes toward the narrow gate. Okay. But they're crying out. And he's telling in Ezekiel chapter 9 in verse 4, he's telling them, the one that had the inkhorn by his side and the others that was with him, I think it was like 6, to have their weapon in their hands. Okay. So they went out. And what do the Father say to them? He said, and in verse 4, and Ahiah said unto him, to the one that had the inkhorn by his side, because he's leading the other 6, I think it's 6. So he telling him to go on in through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sight and that cry for all abominations that be done in the midst thereof. See, you do have men and you have women today, but I'm just saying, let's talk about them in Ezekiel. You have men then that was crying out about all that abomination Israel were doing in Jerusalem along with Judah. They were doing, I'm telling y'all, we as a nation, if I am in the tribe of Judah, I'm going to tell you, we are some ugly people. You can paint the picture pretty all you want. I don't give a rat's behind how pretty you want to paint some people that y'all ain't painted them. You see? Sister Deborah is about spirit and truth. What walks with my Father? What talks about my Father? What put my Father on the highest pedestal? What praise do these people give to my Father? How do they honor him? You thinking this mess that you see? Yeah, you about sick as they are. You see, this is what I'm saying. So this is, you have to feel like Sister Deborah is talking about. The way Sister Deborah talked, you got to feel like that. You got to feel and talk the way Sister Deborah talked. I'm saying that because he's just showing something to me. I wasn't planning on saying that, but I'm glad he gave that to me because it makes sense. You have to talk about it. Watch this here. In Ezekiel chapter 9, Ahiah is telling him to go mark the men in the forehead, okay, that sight and that cry out for all the abomination. Mark their forehead. Those are mine. You see, so a lot of people who I see how they support and they like, they all follow and praise and honor and support financial the people who's talking trash, darkness. You about right. Satan worships Satan's. His worship he. Yah worship his. Yah don't need nothing on this earth to make his righteous and make his the light. All we need is the most high or higher in us. We don't need all that. Now that can be present, but it ain't all to us. It's about representing the one that we serve and the one who has caused us to be his servant. So listen to this one. This is said, telling them to mark the ones that cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. See, these men were crying out against all that abomination. They was against this stuff, y'all. So y'all said, tell you what, that's really how it's supposed to be, in case a lot of y'all don't know it. A lot of people, that's why I said, when you, to me, when you're a person that has a mindset into feelings and emotion, you practicing witchcraft. It's witchcraft because you letting your flesh get the best of you. And it's not just on when you're on these devil platforms, it's your personal life. Your feelings and your emotions always stand in the way of anything righteous. So it won't be just the platforms you do that with. You do it in your everyday life and don't know it. So here he says, these men cry out for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Verse 5. To the others, he said, in my hearing, go ye after them through the city, smith and smith. Let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Praise the slay. Verse 6 says, slay utterly, old, young, both maids, little children, women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. See, y'all don't know what y'all don't know who you messing with. And I know you don't care, and it's okay. When I say it's finished, that means that you can sit and listen to Deborah for the next short time that YouTube is up. And it ain't gonna matter. Because these messages that I give is to those who already have the Ruach HaKodesh. They already stepped into spirit and truth. Guess what else they have? They already have the light. They don't even need Sister Deborah. You see? But they come to a place that feeds their inner man and not their outer man. It comes to bring correction for their outer man so it can line up with their inner man that follows Yah. You see? See, people who comes to this page should understand. No, they shouldn't understand. They won't understand. You know, they will see more negative than they see anything positive because they're supposed to stay on the negative side. That's Satan. And they don't know it, but they that's what it is. But let me continue. In verse 6, it says, slay utterly, old and young, both maids and little children, women, but come not near any man upon whom is marked, and begin at my sanctuary. Praise the Almighty. You want to begin where? At my sanctuary. Now, you know what I like of that? You know why? Because that's showing you that I'm going to bring those that have set up a sanctuary for me, but they got in it and they serve Satan in the sanctuary. That's what they do today, y'all. They set up a page on YouTube for the purpose of glorifying and worshiping Yah, and they turn around and make it a page for Satan. And they end up covering the world and what the world is doing, black and white, and all this stuff that don't have no spirit and truth in it. No light to shine to show the people that are direction to the narrow gate. They don't teach stuff like that. Why? Because they're pretending. They start off saying this page is for to represent Yahuwah. And then once they get in there, all of a sudden they go left. All the way left, y'all. As far as left is to right, as far as north is to south. That's how it has become. That's what the platform is for. So when you're getting on here and you decide to have a page, when you on here, they started off wanting to be, oh, we're gonna serve Yahuwah, we the people, we this and we that. Next thing you know, they go way on the deep end, go far left. You see, and that's what you see today. To where, what did he say in verse? He said, then in verse 6, then begin at no, listen to verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. Maya, that's who I know. This is his handiwork. That's the one I knew since I was a little girl. He ain't dealing with me as a little girl for nothing. You see, so when you see kids coming up, he already know who you are. A lot of people say, "Oh, children don't go to hell," or babies that die when they are baby, they don't go to hell. Baby, you don't know what you're talking about. Because the reason why you don't know what you're talking about, heavens knew who they were when they came down. So this leads me to understand we turning this Yahuwah into what we want him to be, like to a man in Romans chapter 1. That's what it says. Oh, it says that. And that's what they're content when he say they know who I am, but yet they insist on turning him into like unto a man, because they want you to think that he thinks like flesh, he feels like flesh, he act like flesh, he look like flesh. And that's why they portraying the flesh to be representing a spiritual Yah. You can't do it. Either you love him where he at, or get your tail somewhere and sit down somewhere and dance with Satan. Matter of fact, put on you some, them shoes? Tap shoes. Dance all day and all night. Because that's what you're doing. So here, I like this because he's telling them to destroy them in verse 6. And this is what he says. He says, slay, Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 6, slay utterly the old, the young, the both maids and young children, the women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. See, I love that. And you know what? He's talking to spiritual people. This one with the ink that's in that linen, that has that linen with that ink horn, that's a spirit, y'all. But he's coming in the natural form to take their natural tails up out of here. Don't mess with my father and sit and say that, oh, he can't, a child was born still, or the babies are dying. Let me tell you something. Y'all knew who the baby spirit was before that, knew who the baby was before the baby is. So I don't know where we stuck on so stupid thinking that he don't know nothing, but we know it all. And he already let you know, I am a spirit. Worship me in spirit and truth. So if you're thinking that the babies are dying in the flesh, then they all go back to heaven because they ain't committed a sin. Well, you didn't understand. The sin didn't start on the earth. It started in the heavens. How do you like him now? Why do you think sin is on the earth? Because it comes from where? Out of the heavens, out of my Father's kingdom. Why do you ever thought, why is the Father going to have a new heaven and a new earth? Because the old earth going to have to pass away. Too much took place in that, and then not the old earth. The old heaven's going to have to be done away with because too much done taking place in that heavens. That's why we getting a new Jerusalem. And this time, it ain't going to be no more of that mess. You see, he cleaned house. That's what he did. He cleaned house and y'all didn't know it. Nor did y'all care because y'all didn't want to understand. But that ain't his issue because, he know who's and what's what. Ain't no baby going to enter into no new Jerusalem. No new heavens because it didn't sin. Oh, baby, sin didn't start on the earth, y'all. It was called sin on the earth. But what it was in the heavens was before it was on the earth. That shows you. You never know spirit and truth until you know what took place before the foundation of the world. And I'm saying verse 6, Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 6. And it says, slay utterly the old, the young, both maids and children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Okay. And begin at the sanctuary. Praise the mighty Yah. Why? Because we down here as flesh and blood trying to role play a spiritual walk. We're trying to role play a spiritual talk. We're trying to role play a spiritual mission. And we all up in the flesh serving Satan, but trying to role play everything in the spirit, trying to represent my Father the wrong way. He said, What did he say? Let's go where they trying to role play. Make sure you get in there. That's what he said. Go where they are role playing. Take them out. That's what he said. Listen to what he says. This is what he said in verse 6. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient. They begin at the ancient men, the old heads, which were before the house. See, let me. He and you know he got the old heads out of there. You see, kill them. This happened with Moses. This happened all the way down. He always took them out. He always had a mark on his. Don't touch mine. And that's what he's doing in Revelation. That's what he already done. I come to tell you all. I said that to you all a while back. Y'all already got his marked. So I want to let you know you good. You good if you marked. But to me, walk your tail around here in the flesh time. I'm marked and I got spirit and truth. I got the light. You better watch yourself. Because you'll be walking in darkness after darkness and after darkness. And when it's all over and he then came to swoop the coop of those that leaving out of here, you're going to be still left here. See, this is not something you say you got in the flesh. This is something you have in the spirit. Okay? Now, this is the part that got me. It's right here. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. I'm going to go to verse 7. And he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city, killing them all. That's my Father, y'all. That's the Father, y'all. I know. See, that's why I tell people you don't know mine. Because this is how I know him. This is the one I know. I don't know who y'all know. This is the one I come to know. Not because he showed his authority of who he is. He created, he can destroy anything he created. Who's to tell him what to do or what it is? Who's to tell him what to not pull up and bring down? Even Yeshua said, hey, woman, I can't tell you where your sons can sit on the left and the right. Hey, that's in my Father. That ain't me. See, he was always showing us that I'm the Son of Man born of the flesh for the sacrifice of your seed. But him, y'all better recognize, because I come down here to walk in the steps to show you how to recognize not me, but him. Mess with that Holy Spirit if you want. You'll never be forgiven. That's what Yeshua said. He ain't saying you couldn't profane his name but mess with that Holy Spirit. I hear you. See, they don't hear you, but I hear you. I know what he's talking about. Okay? Now, when you hear of this, I'm going to tell y'all, throughout the Bible, you see y'all marks his. So he come up and he rides up in Revelation and he lets you know in Revelation chapter 7 first. Look, let's go there. Revelation chapter 7. See, this is the one I know. I don't know who y'all know. And I don't care who you know. All I know is who I know. And that's the one I'm going to worship and serve and praise. That's the one I'm going to always look to the hills. Look at. That one there got life and death in his hand. That one there created all things. You know, all power on the heavens and in the earth. And you think I'm going to trust in the flesh of a man? You lost your mind. You done lost your mind. In Revelation chapter 1, this is something really thick to me because this has taken place already, you guys. This has already taken place. Okay, Revelation chapter 7. And let's go start with verse 1. Now listen to this. And after these things, I saw four angels, standing on the four corners of the earth. Sounds good to me. Now, see, you see how they said the four corners? And then someone right there, it always lets you know that not just in Revelation, in time past, four corners. It always told us that. Yeshua came telling us about the four corners. That leads you to realize that when you see when they told you in the history, it is round, right there told you a different story, but you rather believe the man than the creator. The four corners, that's where they at. Now listen to this. The angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth. that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor on the trees. Hold up. Wait till Sister Deborah tell you what this is like. Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having a seal of the living Yah. Oh, here he comes. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, telling, now listen, this other one coming from the east, he's finna school the four angels that's on the four corners, finna tell them, hold up, wait a minute, y'all, we're gonna freeze this thing right now. We got to do what Creator told us to do. What did he tell him? Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascended from the east, having the seal of the living Yah. And he cried with a loud voice. You see that loud voice, y'all? He did what? He cried. He did what? He cried. What did he cry with? A loud voice, meaning, hold up, y'all. What did he say? With that loud voice, he cried. And a loud voice to the four angels. So what was this one angel coming from the east doing? He was speaking to the other four angels, but he cried with a loud voice, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea and the trees. See, the earth to hurt, it was given. It was given. Yah is give and gave. Everything he does is got connected to give and gave. That's why people lost the whole word of love, because they don't know what give and gave is. So that's why men won't give to their wives and wives won't give to their husband, so they can come into one unity. It's because no one is putting give and gave before them. You see, they putting this fake word called love. You turn it backward, it says Evo. You see, now watch this here. And it says here in verse 2, and I saw an angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Yah. And he cried with a loud voice. Now, what he's howling for? What are you, wait a minute, hold up, angel from the east. What you howling for? Watch this here. He was howling at the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Now, listen to this. It was given for them to do that. Who gave it to them? Come on now. So when you're seeing all this stuff with the weather, who you think releasing it? Oh, I know. The elites then came up with a system that they can start rain. Yes, they are. But you got to understand who's releasing any and everything. Watch this here. So the angels were released to hurt the earth and the sea. It's going to be the trees too. And this is what the angel said. Verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we seal. You hear that word seal? Ain't that beautiful? That feels good already in my spirit. That feels good already in my spirit, y'all. The servants of our Yah in their forehead. It's a symbolic of the forehead. The forehead is a symbolic of ownership. Y'all own me. You see, I can feel that thing, y'all. You see, he's telling the angel from the east, telling the other four angels that was ready to destroy some things on the earth. Tell them, hold up. Don't do nothing until what? We have sealed. Now, you talking about the creator. You ain't talking about Satan. You talking about the creator seal. Sealed the servants of Yah in their foreheads. See, Yah's already sealed. So clowns, while clowns will continue to work around and move around, they're doing exactly what they need to be doing because they serve Satan. See, Yah's servants going to be doing what Yah. Just like, do you hear it in Ezekiel? Do you hear those men that was crying out against the abomination that was being done by Israel and Judah? They were crying out. Who you think they were crying out to? You think they were crying out to the people? Yeah, they were telling them to stop, but they was crying out to Yah. Because when you cry out to my Father, I've learned this, y'all. I'm just telling you this since I was a little girl. Somebody do something to me. Don't let me get to them. Don't get on them knees and say something to the Father. Oh, my Father rise up like I'm his child. Woo, Father, y'all. That's why I got to watch myself and not get in my feelings and not get in my emotions, because this thing is spirit and truth. This is not about, feeling and you hurt and then you want y'all to do something, or you emotional and you hurt and you want y'all. No, I can't do that, y'all. That's why I stay on y'all about feelings and emotion. That's witchcraft. That's Satan. Works. Because Sister Deborah can't afford to get caught up in all that, because guess what? That's witchcraft. That is not of y'all. Because if I can let's set an example. Let me set an example. I can get up in my emotions and my feelings, okay? What if I get up in my emotion, my feelings, and somebody said something or done something to me, and I go down on my knees crying out to y'all? I already know, baby, from my own personal experience, he comes, baby. Comes like a father see his child in trouble. That's just how quick the Father, like a blink of an eye, here he comes. The Father has never forsaken me. I can go to him for, it's even YouTube. I can go to him about anybody on YouTube. I can go to him anything out, any way I want. But when I go down, I better watch myself. You see? And the servants, that's who they are. So I don't have time to be nitpicking, running, and telling y'all the things that I'm seeing in the world. What did he tell? How many times I told y'all he told me? When I see things in the world, and I said, Father, they doing this. He said, Deborah, this need be. What's wrong with you? This need be. This is. See, even when I said, so I can run up on somebody, and I said, wait a minute, hold up. What is this person come to me? Father, you didn't warn me. You didn't tell me this person was coming. What's going on? And he'll take me right back to a week prior where I had a dream of this same person. See, that's my fault. Why? Because I'm letting flesh get in the way of that all that y'all has invested in me. I have to all the time fight against the flesh to get it out the way. So when I feel these things and y'all showing me everything in spirit, what? I can embrace it as the Father shows me. That's showing you that flesh is always trying to get in the way of what spirit. Okay? I ain't talking about when Sister Deborah's 62. I'm talking about 4 years old. You see what I'm saying? I already know all of this here. You say, you all playing patty cake with this mess. So when he's sitting here in Revelation chapter 7 and verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Yah in their forehead. Now watch this here in verse 4. Now you see that they're sealed the servants of Yah in their foreheads. You don't hear nobody talking about that. Nobody. They get in Revelation, try to teach you all this other stuff and all this. Oh, we the two Jews and they don't see the power of Yah standing right there. Saying, oh, but we talk about say, oh, where we go? We'll go to Revelation 13 quick and 14, because we want to talk about the beast in his mark. But we don't want to talk about the mark that the Father had. You know why? Because the Father has been marking him since the beginning of the time to show you. Don't bother this. Nor mark him in their forehead. So when everything comes to play, these are mine. You see? Oh, nobody want to talk about it. But you go back in the Old Testament, you'll see how many times he told or he sent angels. They were angels in human body to slay and to mark. That thing, that's ownership. He telling you, I own this one. In Revelation chapter 7, verse 3, he said, look, Deborah, tell them, the ones marked in their forehead, my servants, they mine. So when you run in here and you grab, this is what happens, y'all. This is what happened. What is happening, people are grabbing what he's saying afterwards. And they threw away the fact that, oh, marked, oh, just to see when Sister Deborah, what did I say? Watch this here. Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, until we have sealed. Woo! That there, that does something to me. I said seal the servant. Right there. That's what I get. I don't get all this monkey stuff afterwards. I'm looking at the seal of the Most High. Ahaya. I'm feeling that thing. You see? This is where they got caught up in the Hebrew Israelite movement. And many of you are. This is what they get caught up in. Now say to yourself, that lady ain't lying. Listen to this. Verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribe of Judah, all the children, the tribes of the children of Israel, of the tribe of Judah, certain amount sealed. That's what they took away. They took, and in their minds, they put that in their head. 144. That's all you hear about. 144. He only got 144. They fail to realize. Go back, and go back. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed what? The servants of the Most High Yah. Not the tribe of Israel. The servants out of the tribe of Israel. Not the tribe of Israel. He ain't talking about marking your flesh. He said, mark mine, my servant. Who are these servants? They're going to enter into the New Jerusalem. You see? These people thinking his servants, he marking them. That's because it's us. We the house of Israel. I mean, we the tribe of Judah. We the house of the whole house of Israel. We the Hebrew Israelite. All that trash. And that trash gonna get left right here. And they are not marked. Because the key is, go back, verse 3. Sealed the servant of the Most High. That's it. They lost that part, child. You never heard them teaching that part as a mark and the power that rests in that mark. Why? It's sealed. And what is it? Servants of the what? The Most High Yah. Not going down there grabbing everybody in the house of Israel in the tribe of Judah and saying we all are in. No, you ain't, baby. You bent up and you bent down. You got it wrong. That's not what he's talking about. See, that's why I said when the Hebrew Israelite movement come up and start really firing up 15 years ago. I say 15, maybe in between 15 years ago. Everybody, they came out with awakening. See, and this thing was going on way back before then. It was called Yahweh. You see, they was doing the same thing. And you should go back and do your study, see how wicked and evil they were doing. Wicked and evil things that they were doing. Off the chain, y'all. And we can't too much lean toward the way the heathen is doing, because in Ezekiel 36, he said, I'm going to disperse you in the area of whom you are like unto. So y'all did not put us in areas and scattered us in areas that we were not like unto. So that's why I looked at the tribe of Judah in the house of Israel in the ugliness, and it matches up with the heathens and the Gentiles. I can't see the difference. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I cannot, and I will not lie and tell you it's a difference. I can't see the difference. They're all doing the same thing. So here I like this because it shows you how everybody got stuck on stupid, and they got stuck on the fact that 144, and they wore that out. And they did. In the last 15, they wore that out as part of their awakening. But what people did not wake up to is, no, he's not saying it like that, child. He said the servants that are sealed, okay? These are those that are servants of the Most High. How can you serve Yahweh? How can you serve Ahia? In spirit and truth, y'all. See how they made you think it's about a people? No, it's not. A people is a flesh. Yah is talking about my servant is mine in the spirit, walking in the flesh. You see? So what the Hebrew Israelite movement took the idea of we the people, we the true Jews, and he come to get us, it's 144. I spoke to a man that didn't even have a what he had, 11th grade, no, 10th grade. It probably wasn't even that, because it was more so like an 8th grade mentality. And I asked him, I say, if you had to give 144,000 as a percentage of the tribe of the tribe of Israel in this day and time. Now, he throughout the whole Bible is telling you we're not the multitude no more, y'all. We're not the multitude that we once were. You know how he spoke to Abraham about the sand in the sea and the stars. Oh, we not that multitude anymore, y'all. I know it. Our men insist on making you think that they got a number. If you got a number, why you don't have nothing outside of what you stealing from your other one another. Just put it like that. So what I want to say here is, this here shows me that the Most High has already marked his. It's already marked. Woo! It's 2 places it's been marked. It was marked in heaven, and here it shows me, see, Deborah, I done marked them on the earth. I love that. Because think, to send angels down to mark y'all, to mark a higher servant. Who is it what is he marking them from? What's on the earth? To what? To their flesh. He's marking the flesh with the spiritual mark. Praise the mighty Yah. Why? Because they're already marked in the spirit realm. Okay? He's having them to mark them in the flesh realm to where it's not where you can see. You see? But yet they are marked. Why? Because the earth gonna know. You stand down, tree, when it come down to this one. Wind, you stand down when it come down to this one. Storms, tornadoes, earthquake. Everything on the earth is going to have to bow down to the Most High sealed servants. That's why he's telling them. He said, go down there and mark them. So that wind, in verse 7, chapter 7, he was talking about the wind, how the angels was on the corners of the corners of the earth with the wind, the earth, the sea, the trees, so they can see minds and stand down. See them which way, Father Yah. See them which way. You know which way, Deborah. They can see their flesh, but their flesh is marked with a spiritual mark in their forehead. Hallelujah. And they have to bow down. You see that? And if you can't feel that, that's on you. You ain't got it. Because the feeling is that you mean to tell me he done marked his to where when all this chaos go on, no, you gone in the mental state of mind. He ain't talking about marking your mind. You gone there. But he done marked you. So anything that goes on gonna have to bow down to you and stand down. All this stuff that's about to happen, this is what he's talking about. Let's go a little further. Let's go to Revelation 9. In Revelation 9, chapter 1, you'll go to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. And the 5th angel sound, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given. See, I'm just sick of even breaking that spiritual word down, because that word given, just like over here, what did it tell you here? It was given. It was given to them to mark the it was given. Let me say it right here. The 4th angel, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, given to that angel to do this. Let's go here now in Revelation chapter 9. What does it say? And the 5th angel sound, and I saw a star fall from the heavens into the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. You see? Don't y'all see that, sir? I don't know. I think that's what they come, where they think they got a key to open up the bottomless pit. Have y'all seen them? Y'all, 99.9 of the Hebrew Israelites ain't seen nothing. They so into trying to control y'all and manipulate y'all and deceive y'all. They can't show y'all nothing. They can't match nothing in spirit and truth with you all or teach you in that level. And that's why so many people are out there way out in the deep and can't see dry land. But that's why you went too far out with them. Now you can't see nothing. Okay. Now you notice that word given. Yah, Ahaya is give, then, and gave. That's who he is. That's who he is. So here he's given the fifth angel sound, and I saw a star falling from the heavens unto the earth, and to him was given the key to the bottomless pit. Hold up, hold up. Now I want to show y'all what the power of my Father's right hand is. Father is given a star, okay? Fifth angel sound, and I saw a star fall, okay? Come down, having the key. How did he get it? Hey, Deborah, tell him I gave it to him. Oops. See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't know nothing. Anything that has to throw down has to come down first. You see? That's who my Father is. That's the power I come to know since I was 4 until now. And it's going to always. Now watch what he did. And he was given the key to the bottomless pit. Verse 2. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air was darkened by the reason of the smoke of the pit. Now, didn't you all heard it's CERN, CERN? You see, they got this, the world, Satan had, they was given the power to create this big old machine, and they trying to open up something down beneath. See, this is where I try to explain to y'all. When he said what is bound on earth, I mean, before earth can't open up nothing until it has been loosed from the heaven. You see, it's bound in heavens, so they still bound on earth. When it's loosed from heavens, then it's loosed on earth. You see, heaven has to give in. Giving what? Giving what? Tell them, Deborah, the power to do what they're doing on the earth. And that's why I said we have disrespected him in every shape, form, and fashion on the four corners of the world. We as human beings, calling ourselves somebody, we have disrespected him, dishonored him, just did everything against a creator that has the power and the authority of all things he created. And we want to look at a man and a woman and give them the greater. Yeah, you about lost. But here it says on verse 2, Revelation chapter 9, verse 2, and he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air was darkened by the reason of the smoke. That's how they're going to open it up. They're opening it up. They're doing it now. They're down there now. They ain't doing it. They've been given my Father. You can't do nothing down here unless heaven has given it unto you. Yeshua's whole walk, his whole walk was trying to get us to know the power that's resting in our Father's right hand. And we reneged. And not reneged, we denied the power therein. That's how we see the Creator. We don't see him with no power, no authority, no right, no glory, no honor. We don't see him with nothing. We want to see him like a flesh of a man. And that's why you caught up from the floor up, and you're going to be down here up in Babylon's rectum. Okay. Now, here it says he was given the key. Okay. Now watch this, verse 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them who's given the power as a scorpion. To who? And to them was, wait a minute, hold up. Somebody was given the keys to go down to the bottomless pit and open up. And now you telling me in verse 3, chapter 9 of Revelation, verse 3, and there came out smoke, locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given. Wait a minute, what's this given, Deborah? But they were given, what was they given, Deborah? They were given power as a serpent of the earth have power. Let's go over that again. Verse 3. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and upon them was given, they was given what? Given as the serpents of the earth have power. Oh, hallelujah. Praise Almighty Yah. And verse 4, and it was commanded them. Oh, mean they follow orders? Hold up. They following orders? Wait a minute, are they following orders of the system and these people on this earth? Come on now, y'all. Now they working, they work, they machines and everything to get it open. But heaven's already done orchestrated. They just trying to get you think that they got the power to do it. Satan always trying to beat y'all at his punch, but he knows he already late. And here it is. It says, and as the serpent of the earth have power. Wait a minute. As the serpent of the earth have power, Deborah, guess what? I've given them power. And verse 4, and it was commanded. Wait a minute, hold up, Father, y'all. You're going all the way down to the bottom of the bottomless pit, and you open up something down yonder, and you mean you giving them power, and then you letting them come up out of there, and then smoke and what else? And heat and all that coming up. And wait a minute, here it go. You saying something else here. And it was commanded, you commanded them? Wow, what's going on? That they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither the green things, neither the trees, but only those men which has not my highest what? Seal in their forehead. It don't say seal, but it says seal of my higher Yahuwah's in their forehead. See that? So when you see Satan down there struggling with his machine trying to open it up, heaven's going to release the star to come down with the key. You don't know the one I serve, so you continue to know the one you serve, because the one I serve is spirit and truth. It is the light. It is all power on the heaven and on the earth. I like when he rumbles like this, because this is who I know. This is the creator I know. This is the creator that has proven himself to me. This is how I know him. I don't know about you all. I know him like revelation. You see, that's what I know him of. Because he stepped on my behalf on many things that I know can no flesh and blood do, nor myself. Nothing on the heaven and in the earth could have done what he have done for me. That's why I know him like that. So I see this here, and if you just read, you'll see if you in the spirit and truth, if you in that ruach that's teaching you, his ruach teaching you, you will know these things. You will know exactly what's going on. So heaven releases what the earth bring forth. That's going to go up against those who are what? Not marked. So what did he tell him? And I like this here too. Look at verse 4. It says, and it was command. Wait a minute. You done let these things come up from out of the bottomless pit, and you done command them, and you done gave them power too? What kind of stuff is that? Father, y'all, you know I love the way you rumble. I love it because it makes everybody go cuckoo, because they don't know him like that. And then what did he say? And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither the green things, neither the trees. Wait a minute. He told them, he said, look, I'm going to let you out a little while. And look, don't mess with the grass. Don't mess with the green things. Don't mess with what else do he say? Don't hurt the grass. Don't hurt the earth. Don't you bother them. But I tell you what, you can only bother those who don't have my mark. Father, I like another commandment he gave him. He gave him another commandment. Those that are not marked, Father, tell them mine sealed. You ain't gonna be able to mess with them. But he said this here, and to them it was given. Who come out of the hell pit, the bottomless pit, and get all those commands to be having the ability to do the things that they doing? Come on now, who can do that? Who can do that outside of Who can say, who can claim to know, who can do that outside of the Most High? Go down to the bottom of the pit. Open that bad boy up. Give them power. Give them authority. Who can do that outside of the Most High? You don't know him. Okay, watch this here. Verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them. Ooh, hold up. But that they should be tormented 5 months. Now listen here. This is so beautiful. Listen to this. Not only did he give them an order, he say, go back to 5. And to them it was what? Given. Y'all rule all things on give and gave. From the beginning, everything he did, he gave and give us to be able to walk on this earth. You see, it was all do with give and gave. When the new Jerusalem come down, it's going to be a new heaven on the earth because he going to be and gave it to us. It's all locked into give and gave. Now watch this here. He turned around and gave in verse 5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should torment 5 months. And their torment was as a torment of a scorpion when he strike a man. See how he grew? That's beautiful. You're going to go first you're going to send a star down to go with the key. You're going to not, because the star didn't have a key at first, y'all. He said, I'm sending them down, Deborah, with the key. The key to do what? He going to open up the bottom of this pit for me. And I'm going to allow some things to come up. And they going to do what I say. What's your problem? Who do you think you are that you don't follow my most high orders? You don't hear his voice. You don't know him. You don't understand spirit and truth. You don't know nothing about the light. You don't know nothing about Genesis chapter 126. Us being his right hand power. You don't know nothing. But you own these devil platform teaching. Totally against the opposite of who he stand for. Now, here he's sitting here, went all the way down, suffered his order. The father told us, stop. Come on down. Go down there and do this. Here, take these keys, go down there. See, he don't even have to come off his throne. Power is in his word. He speak it and bam, there it is. And we run around here chasing our tails. Trying to look a role, act a role, talk a role, teach a role. Out of our flesh, and we ain't stepped in no realm of spirit and truth, but we know it. But he told him, don't touch minds that's sealed. Who does that? Who has the power and authority to call orders like that? Father, I'm sorry they don't know you. I'm so sorry, Father. I am so sorry they don't know you. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11. I'm sorry. And it's okay. I'm sorry because I'm in the flesh feeling sorry that the fact that you all that and some, and they see you to be like a flesh of a man. They want to deal with you and have a relationship with you like you flesh. You know, and that's what I'm sorry about. I ain't sorry about the mission of my Father and the power therein that rests within him. I'm sorry because I'm flesh on this earth. And no one recognized the power of his right hand, his authority, and who he is, and he's the creator of all things. I done spoke things and bam, there it was. So don't tell me what he ain't capable of doing. Not to me. You can go and monkey around with somebody else and sell him the story, but I'm not the one. I came down here as a servant of the Most High. I didn't come down. I wasn't created to get up under people and do their A, B, C, D, all this and that. These are the people that you worship them because you support them financially, physically, and mentally. You get on these devil platforms, you praise them, and you glorify them, you honor them, you like them, and you subscribe, and you give them all the praise. And guess what? That's on the earth. What have you given to those for the kingdom awards and for the kingdom of the Most High Yah? Zip. And this is what Yah said to me. Deborah, I know mine. You will know them too by the fruit of what they represent. It's clearly seen who people represent. That's why I get on here and talk the way I talk. Because this is the way y'all servants should be talking in this day and time. Y'all servants ain't got no business on here singing on songs to y'all, talking to y'all flesh. Y'all servants should be trying to talk to y'all spirit And that's what Sister Deborah is. She bypassing your emotions and your feelings. I'm trying to hit the core of what is spirit and truth. All that other mess can get kicked to the curb and never looked at on this page again. It don't matter. I'm going beyond that flesh, them emotions, the personal opinions, those feelings. I don't have no problem with that. I kick past that. Okay? We're going Revelation chapter 11, verse 7. Revelation chapter 11, verse 7. And it reads, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. Right? Oh, Father, y'all, you know you going too deep. I didn't even think I can be able to cover this, but I just give you all glory and honor, Father. Thank you, Father, y'all. This is so beautiful. No wonder I had to take a nap. This is beautiful. Listen to this, y'all. Revelation 11, verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony. Now they finished. Who was that? The two witnesses. Finished their testimony. The beast, watch this here, that ascended out of the bottomless pit, we know what's down yonder, shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. Verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Now listen to that. Now when I see it, y'all see one thing, I see another. What I see is the Father is going to use that which he's going to cause to come up out of the bottomless pit, the one that comes out. Y'all going to bring him out. He's going to send message. That one who's going to bring him out. That bottom, the one that come out of the bottomless pit. I love it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I got a problem here, Father. I'm in the wilderness now, y'all. You mean to tell me you're going to bring something out, the one that you bring out of the bottomless pit, you're going to send it to kill the two witnesses? What kind of crap is that? What kind of crap is that? I'm going to show you what he's showing me in my spirit. I ain't talking about your flesh. Kick that mess to the curb. I'm going to show you what he's showing me. I got a problem with that. Why is it that you're going to allow the beast that comes from the bottomless pit in Revelation chapter 11, chapter 7, to ascend out of the bottomless pit and shall war against the two witnesses? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now watch this here. And shall overcome them and kill them. Verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets in the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Let me tell y'all why. Here go the two witnesses coming down. They ain't gonna be in the United States, and the United States gonna be gone. They're gonna be over more so closer to Egypt. I think they're gonna be more close to Egypt, like he said, over in that area. Okay, closer to that area, not directly in there. I think somewhere over in close over in that area, Jerusalem, all that, whatever, over there. Now watch this here. Here go the two witnesses. Now I'm saying, this is what I'm saying in myself, in the inner man, where I'm being taught and speaking at y'all at the same time. Why would you have a beast from the bottomless pit come up to kill the two witnesses? Why, Deborah? The two witnesses are marked. That means nobody on the earth can take their life. Praise the mighty God. So nobody on the earth would even try to take their life. Because the power and the authority that the two witnesses going to come and have, the whole world is going to be afraid. They're going to see them on every billboard, everything happening. They're going to see them, but ain't nobody going to touch them. Why? Because they marked. That's the power of my Father. Those two witnesses coming down, they are marked. So he has to go back down to the bottom of this pit, send something up to take their life. Because whoever on the earth, they can't take the two witness life. Because they marked. So he had to go down to the bottom of the pit, bring something else up to take their life. Look at it. Read it. That's spirit and truth, y'all. That's this whole matter of what you try to struggle to read and wait for these Negroes. They don't know they left and right to teach you and reveal to you. He said, it's only given, the mysteries are only given to my servant. The ones that I had, the prophets I had in that time past, and the prophets even today are my servants. Those that I have chosen can only release the mystery. You see, while y'all still chasing y'all tails in a circle, trying to get a place of comfort, a place where you can abide, a place where somebody gonna give, you're gonna get your approval, and you're gonna be able to be comfortable, and you're gonna be able to be taught. Go there, go there. Keep chasing your tail around and around, because it ain't gonna be there. It ain't gonna be no one waiting to teach your tail nothing. Okay, now in Revelation chapter 11, verse 7, and when they shall have finished their testimony. You see how y'all did that? Okay, witness, y'all came down, you did what I had you to do. The whole earth was afraid of you because you're marked. So I'm going to go down to the bottom list. And first, you finished with your testimony, and now you got to get up. You got to get out. So I'm going to bring something from underneath the earth at the bottom of this pit to come up to take your life. So he suffered that to come up from out of the bottomless pit to take these witness life. And the witness stayed right on the streets. Now, this is what the Father said to me now while I'm speaking to you. He said, Deborah, you know why they sat in the, here it is, verse 8. And their bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city. See that great city? See that great city? That means that that's a place that was popular and the main headquarters of what the city, it was something big, a big place, known place, okay? And they lied in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Now watch this, where also our Lord was crucified. Now watch this here. Here it is, verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies. Why? Because they're going to have them on billboards and on your TV everywhere, on YouTube everywhere. They're going to see these witnesses. Watch this here. Watch this. Hold up. Watch the mystery, y'all. And it says, verse 9, Revelation chapter 11, verse 9, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in a grave. Why? I'm going to give it to you, what he told me. Even while I'm talking to you, he's talking to me in the spirit. He said the reason why they sat in the streets and nobody bothered their bodies, it wasn't that they wouldn't have removed the bodies, because they were afraid. These witnesses were marked. I had to go to the pit, bring up a beast to take, not like a beast like you see beasts. No, y'all, we got to get in the realm of the spirit to know exactly what he means. So they come up, this beast come up, this one comes up, kill them. Now, the one that kills them is not the people. It's not the great city. It's not human flesh killing them. You get what I'm saying? It's still the power of that right hand of the Father. You see, his will, his power, his authority. Okay. Now, when he killed these three, why didn't they remove them or put them in graves? Because still yet they are afraid even of them when they even dead, because all the things that they done when they were living. Many miracles and signs and wonders. They did great power and had great power and authority. You know, let's say verse 6, Revelation chapter 11, verse 6. These have power to shut the heavens. You think you're going to mess with them? You think they a fool think or will bother them? That's why they left them there. They didn't want to touch them. They don't have nothing to do with them. All they see, oh, they dead. And then what? Aha, you said, come on up. I showed my power. And see, somebody like me can get it. Okay? 99 trillion would never get it. And they never will. It's over. It's finished. He already has marked his. It's over. It's finished. He ain't coming down here to make sure you mark. He ain't coming down there to tell you mark. You should know that you are marked. If you're running around here swimming out in the deep with all these people on these devil platforms and these platforms, and then you can't see dry land, which is spirit and truth, you just out there. That's where you're going to reside. That's where you're going to lose your life, right out there. Because you can't even see dry land. You went far out in the deep. But listen to this. In Revelation chapter 11, verse 6, these have the power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over the waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. Who are those? Those are the two witnesses. You see why he had to go to the bottomless pit to bring up what he wanted to take their lives? Because people on the earth weren't going to touch it. Not with all this power. You think we're going to touch them two witnesses and they got all that power? I don't think so. See, this is the problem I have with people. Now, if the world, as we know it, afraid of two men coming with that much power, okay? The whole world, they seeing them on TV, billboards, you know, the TV boards and everything, seeing these two witnesses. They can't touch them. Why? They're marked. Not only are they marked, they have received great power to close the heaven so it won't rain, to do any and everything. They were given that power. Along with they were marked. So you think the world is going to bother those two witnesses? No, they ain't. Just like they ain't going to bother. The world is not going to bother those that Yah has marked in their foreheads, the 144. They ain't going to bother them either. And when I say bother them, those are already gone mentally. The 144 is gone mentally. They can't really function in the society as to know really where they at. They're gone and what's actually going on. But they are sealed to be able to be taken up out of here. Okay? Still yet sealed, but still in captivity. You see what I'm saying? You're still in captivity, but you sealed. I mean, captivity can't mess with you. That's why I tell you, you're free. You don't have to run around here trying to buckle up at all these different denominations and all these different religions with this Hebrew Israelite mess. They can't touch you. They can't come near you. They can't even stand with you. They can't talk to you. They can't walk by your side. They can't talk to you. Can't do anything with you. You marked. They not. So why are you on this devil platform chasing their tails? See? Well, whatever. But the reason why they left the two prophets in the middle of the streets for 3.5 days was because the power, they was afraid of what they could do. They knew that they weren't how would you say it? They already know today. They already know today that the two witnesses coming and we better not go near there. So what did he do? Verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, meaning the mission when they finish the mission that Yah sent them on, what happens? The beasts that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them. And they're going to lay dead. The world ain't going to mess with them. Russia, China, Iran, Iraq, Europe, no. We ain't going to mess with them. Them two came here with power. So why is it Satan and heathens can recognize my Father's power? And we run around here talking about, we the children. We don't know nothing about our Father. See that? You don't even, if you are the children, why is it you don't know nothing about that right hand? Why is it you don't know nothing about the power of Yah? Why is it you really don't know nothing about him? You just know who you think you are. That's sickening. You better go to Deuteronomy 28 and read from Deuteronomy 28, verse 16, all the way to the end. You all are destroyed. And still today, don't understand it's called the end game. So, Sister Deborah, I wanted to make sure I covered that. Okay, let's go Revelation 22. Oh, I think I got a few more minutes. Revelation 22. Watch this here. Revelation 22. See how that marked those two witnesses? They were marked. Okay, that's why the world wouldn't bother, because you see all the power they had. You see the authority that Yah had given them. But then he turned around and took allowed the one at the bottom of this pit to have the power to destroy them. You get it? That's how my Father runs. He don't play with you. You ain't nothing and nobody. Now, I don't know where we think we all at answer. And I sit back and start reading all those verses in the Old Testament about, wait a minute, Father, you've been marking them to keep those that you want them to destroy and kill, you mark yours. Yes, I do. Revelation chapter 22 and verse 3 and 4. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yah and the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. Verse 4. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their forehead. Praise God. Hallelujah. So you want to talk about Satan's mark, huh? In the forehead. How you like my father's or highest mark? How you like him now? Get a grip. Stop putting Satan on a pedestal. Stop uplifting him and glorifying him. He ain't got no power. He ain't got nothing. All power rests in a highest right hand. There's no power greater than my Father in heaven. No power, nor shall there be. So I hope you all got something out of that to take home with you. And read up on that. And you'll see back in the old how many times that the Father had to mark his to keep the ones that he's seeing to destroy. Not so they can destroy without interfering with his. Well, that's what we at today. Yah has his marked. See, and don't think that Satan can mark his before Yah marks his. So Satan has marked his, but before Satan has marked his, Yah had already marked his. See, Satan comes after Yah because Yah give him, okay, the steps to walk after him to claim his. That's why his is the same thing in the forehead. So what we don't understand, Satan got his that follow him, they're marked. And you can see it all in the world today. You see those two basketball players who Dwayne, I don't even know why everybody praising him and putting him up. Why is now this is where you know that this is where I'm gonna lead this here with you all. The reason why you know that the tribe of Judah is gone and messed up and very wicked and evil. This is with men. I'm talking about men. This is where you know they wicked. Is when you can see all these here men come up and do the things that they do with this homosexual and dressing with dresses and purses. Did you see the other man with the LeBron James with his little dress on and his purse in his hand? Pink. What power caused him to do that? They sold themselves out, y'all. All of them sold themselves out for $1. And I ain't gonna feel sad for them because they getting their enjoyment now. They don't give a rat's behind for what is later. They just having a good time now, and they rather do what Satan wants them to do now and have the money than to understand. Because when I saw him with the pink, was just like a skirt thing on with his purse and like switching like LeBron James, every man should be lit up. Not a Hebrew Israelite man touched that topic. Except for Marcus Rogers. Not one. Same thing with Dwayne. And all this stuff that all these black men are doing, ain't nobody saying a word about it. I thank the Father that he has marked his. Because he let everybody that wants to follow him. You know what else? He's not we were just talking about it. Let me show y'all something. Okay. Let me show you something. Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 3. That's all I want. I'm going to close out. But this is Ezekiel chapter 9. And I see this here. Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. This is what I like. I'm just going to go down here at the bottom. And he said, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sight and that cry. That means they totally against it. Oh, no, they saying something about it. All the abomination. See, they crying against it, child. You're supposed to cry loud and speak against these things. But these doing Hebrew Israelite men, y'all just get on out here. I'm out. Shalom and shalom. I'm done. Shalom.